Hey guys, welcome back to Big Loss Official. As you can see, today I have another very special guest, the three-time and reigning World's Strongest Man champion, Tom Stoltman. Hey Tom, how are you?
Liz, I'm good. How are you? You all right?
Yeah, not too bad. Thank you for joining me. We're only a week out from the competition now, so I do appreciate you taking the time to have a little chat.
No problem at all. No problem. No problem.
Awesome. So, as you know, we start these all the same way. We're going to first go into your Big Loss big introduction. So here we go.
Tom Stoltman returns to Columbus, Ohio next week for his fourth appearance at the Arnold Strongman Classic. The three-time winner of the World's Strongest Man is also a three-time national champion and has stood on 14 international podiums so far over the course of his impressive career. Having placed third at this competition last year, can Tom take another major strongman title and become the Arnold Strongman Classic champion 2025?
Love a montage on this channel.
Young Pat back then, geez, oh,
To get you going.
that's good.
Good, good. So let's talk a little bit about that because obviously you are three-time world's strongest man. And one thing you've probably had to cope with quite a bit during your career is, but he only wins the world's strongest man. You have been on every single major podium, though. Strongest Man on Earth, Rogue Invitational, Arnold Strongman Classic, and some of them have been incredibly close. So do you feel is there like a frustration from your part about not having one of those other titles yet? Ooh.
I mean, for me, like, of course, it's like with everything. When you're a footballer, you want to win the Champions League, the World Cup, and I think it's the same with strongman. Even if the strongest man on earth come along, Rogue, everyone, like, I think if you win them, it's very good for your, for the for your CV, if you want to call it, and for the strongman fans. But I think for that wider audience, being the world's strongest man, like every single person on the street knows who the world's strongest man is, but they don't know who the Arnold Classic champion, the Rogue champion is. So, like being a three-time world's strongest man and not winning any other competitions, used to obviously motivate me. But like you said, I've been on every podium, and I think no other kind of British strongman has ever done that either. So I think I've done pretty well for myself already at 30 years old. But it's I mean, it's frustrating because you see a lot of people on social media saying, the world's strongest man, which it hurts because I think if I wasn't at world's strongest man, British strongman wouldn't be the same. And I'm just, I've been I'm not I'm not going to not say that kind of stuff because I've not seen it. I think myself and Luke have been in the final the last 3 or 4 years. I'm the only guy that's made top three in the last 5 years as a British athlete. So I think, take away myself from it, I don't think British strongman would be what it is. But yeah, for me, it's hard because I'm representing Britain as well by myself at, the Arnold Classic, the strongest man on earth, the Rogue. So I try my best to get them, but I think with the new coach that I've got now and with the different mindsets I've got, it's really kind of gave myself a kick up the butt and just said to myself, look, I'm going into every single competition now to win. None of this 60, 70% don't care about competitions. It's, all guns blazing. And if I do my best, then I know that when I'm at my strongest, I'm very hard to beat. So.
Yeah, no, you're clearly obviously more than capable. And it can't be said enough how much you have done to grow the sport in the UK. And you're right in what you say. You can walk down the street, any street in the UK, and talk about the world's strongest man. Everyone knows exactly what you're talking about. It's such a tradition here in England, in Scotland, etc. Yeah. Anyway, let's get into the events for this year's competition then. So we're starting with the max elephant bar deadlift. Now, we were so sad watching your video that you made after Vegas because you were so hard on yourself talking about that the deadlift and how you just felt it was such a poor event for you when you have had amazing results before on deadlifts in the past, and obviously you've had that reoccurring back issue which has held you back a little bit. How's that feeling now, and how are you feeling about your deadlift this year?
Yeah, I mean, I look back at obviously deadlifts and 400 for five, etc., etc. But I think when obviously I had Dan, I think he's not a specialist in injuries and other kind of things. So it's obviously when you get these niggles and stuff, you need someone that's able to train around injuries but also train safely. And I think running up to Vegas and stuff, I was just burning myself into a hole because all I was trying to do was deadlift every single week, and it clearly wasn't working with a suit, without a suit, whatever it was. Nothing was giving me that kind of nothing was working. But I think going now, deadlift for myself is obviously I'm not going to lie and say it's nowhere near like the 460, 470k mark. I don't think many people are near there, especially Raw. I think, you look at like Huff where he's probably going to blow that out the water, but I'm just being focused here myself, and like the last 2 or 3 weeks of training, I've really kind of nailed down with everything. I've had a lot of other things that I've, got put people onto my team, and they've really helped me. The hip and the glute is touch wood, 100% hopefully. I pulled my biggest deadlift on Monday in a long, long time as well. It's gave me confidence because I'm not one of these guys that are going to go in and say I'm going to pull 450 or 460 Arnolds, because I'm not there yet, but it's in the right direction, which is the main thing. And I know that if I have a confident deadlift in training, that in a competition I can add 10, 15k to it. So yeah, obviously max deadlift to start Arnold's like it usually is every year, and I hopefully going to hit a PB on this one, and that's all I can do in this event. So.
And that would be awesome. Do you think like one thing we hear a lot, or we used to hear a lot anyway, in the fandom is, Tom needs a good start in a competition. But I think you've proven that's not the case. Like Strongest Man on Earth a couple of years ago, when you had that issue with the log opener, you still ended up on the podium. You still won 3 or 4 events in that competition. So do you think you're in a much better place mentally with like not having your best event to start with?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at the Arnold score as well, the rest of the events are very good for myself, so I take confidence going into that. And I've sat down with all my team, my coach, my psychologist, and said, like, if you look at the deadlifts, if I get top 5 in the deadlift, that's a very, very good position for me to go in for the rest of the competition. I just have to do damage limitation, and that's what I plan on doing. Like, I'm not going to go in with that mindset of going, I'm going to pull 470, 480, because if I don't do that, then it just makes my mindset even worse going into it. So I know exactly what I need to do on the first event, and if I execute the way I know I can, then we know that I've got really good events, leading into the second, third, and then the second day as well. So.
Yeah, definitely. Let's go into some of those better events then, starting with the overhead gauntlet. Now, this is one I expect when it comes to the trump log, you're going to ignore the light one completely and go straight to the heavy.
Yeah, so this is obviously Preston, I've really improved that over the years as well. And again, when I seen this, I think the medley's good because it's a lightish kind of stone, and then it's the dumbbell as well. Dumbbell's not too heavy, and then you've got the nice big 192 and 175 whatever logs. So yeah, I'm happy. I mean, my dumbbell's really, really good in training. The thing for me is I only have a 1.5 and 120 dumbbells, so
okay.
It's nice that I've been able to hit the 120 for reps now, and it's very comfortable, which, I used to, again, with the mindset kind of thing, used to try and hit a dumbbell and it used to just go all wrong for me. So I don't have an choice there. When I seen the events, I was like, right, it's either stay on the 1.5 or get better and go to 120. So that's kind of the big advantage for myself as well, is, I've got a stone, got that, and then, yeah, the 190 log is it's going to be there for a good few reps for myself as well. I've been really training that really hard, trying to get a bit better on the technique kind of wise, and just better transition through each implement, which I think will be the key in this event. So.
Yeah, I think so. Just a really smooth and steady performance with no mistakes, and using that time wisely, I think, because it's a really generous time limit, isn't it? And split times on everything as well. So that's going to make a big difference, I think.
Yeah, 100%. I think, like you said, even if the stone's light, you see it like last year, you've seen it a few times, is you rush it and you drop it, it's you're restarting its energy, it's all that kind of stuff. So it's pacing yourself for everyone, and then when you get onto the bigger log or whatever log you choose, it's then giving yourself that time for each rep you do. So
awesome. So moving on to the timber carry then. Now, this you've not managed to complete the course yet, but you've always scored decently at the timber carry. I think you managed to get 7 points one year. So how is training for that going? I know grip is something, it just takes a long time, it seems, doesn't it, to improve?
Yeah, this is the one thing that I've had to kick myself at the butt for. I think the only thing for me is I'm good at grip. Usually, like, farmers, and you see me at Rogue, like, in the farmers into log, I was pretty right with that. So, but I think it's just when it came to the frame, it was just a mental thing. And again, changing thing, I've done a lot more different things, and I've been doing more like holds and running on, walking the spot with it, not just doing frames, but like the hex bar deadlift, handles, whatever that bar's called. But yeah, so kind of really targeting that kind of endurance on the grip kind of stuff. But I'm doing like 400 holds, and then I'm doing the walks and stuff. So yeah, I'm really kind of tapping into it. I'm trying to get better leg speed, foot speed, as well, tying things behind the frame, having people pull the frame back with bands, just so it gets that. Obviously, it's not the same as a ramp, but just so it gets that bit of resistance, so it feels like I'm going up a ramp instead of just a straight line. Because I think in the past, me just training frame on a flat surface isn't beneficial because it's a total different movement going up a hill. Like you have to tilt obviously the frame up and all that kind of stuff as well. So I think that put me off. But this year, I've been obviously the resistance with the people with the band, the extra weight at the sides, the kind of sandbags dragging along the floor. Everything I'm doing is, fingers crossed, it's going to make me the first. Sorry, I'm going to complete it for the first time ever.
Yeah. Oh no, it sounds really promising. I love as well that you're 3-time world's strongest man. You don't know what the bar's called, whatever that bar is.
I don't know.
That's someone else's problem. So going into day 2 then, another event I'm really excited to see you do is the big jerk. Now, you've done something very similar, obviously, world's strongest man 2 years ago now, was it? 22? Yeah, no, 3 years ago. You came second on the Flintstone lift with a 240 kilo lift there. How has this one been going in training? Are you adopting a jerk style, or are you going for a simple behind the neck push press?
So yeah, I'm learning jerk right now. I'll probably have the jerk nailed by Worlds. I've been jerking like obviously like 180 to 200k on this, but I'm not risking the heavier weights because I know that I've done this kind of stuff in the past. I know what I can do. But yeah, this event's very good for myself. Obviously I hit a 230 double last week on it, or it came up on YouTube, but I did that again this week, but made sure I locked out because again you see people that lock out. So yeah, I made sure everything was locked out, everything was smooth, everything was held. So that's going to come out again. I went heavier than that. I think I've hit the best I've done this week was 242.5. So again, it's for me this is a very confident list. I think I'm very mobile. I just adapt to it very well. I don't really know why. I think you can do behind the neck press or push press, and when they said behind the neck press, I was 100% going behind the neck because like I said, I've done it at World's Strongest Man, but I know that the Arnold you have to hold it for a second or two. It's really strict, so that was kind of the main focus the last 2 weeks, is just getting the lockout perfect, everything kind of nailed in. But yeah, I think I'm good for over 250 on this. I think it's 100%. I've not kind of burnt myself out. I think there's only so much you can do in this kind of press that you have to kind of keep some in the tank for obviously the competition. I didn't want to burn out in training, so I did what I could. The 230 double, whatever 240 I did, and then we'll keep the rest for the competition. But yeah, I'm very confident in this event. So.
Awesome. And we should talk about your shoulder mobility because I've never actually seen anything like it on a man your size. It's just absolutely insane. I've never seen someone press a natural stone and almost have it behind them. It's crazy.
I'm quite lucky. That's the thing. I don't really know how I get that. I don't do too much mobility work. Like I don't spend an hour a week, 2 hours a week doing mobility. I think naturally I just have that. I'm just able to do it. I don't think I don't get tight up there. So it's a lucky, nice thing to have, a nice tool to have. So.
Very nice. It seems to have gotten better as the years go on as well. I don't remember you being this mobile.
Even training with the law to shower, like getting on the heavier weights. Sometimes I'm pressing it behind too much, but I'm luckily with the mobility, I'm catching it. So it's like I said, it's a nice wee tool to have as well. So.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so event number 2 on day 2 is another one that I think is going to be very, very good for you. It's the trial by timber, which essentially is just a load into drag. Now, Loz has spoken a lot about how he thinks this is really going to suit guys like you and Thor, just because of your size as well for that drag, which we suspect is going to be extremely heavy, and just how much ground you guys can cover with your longer legs. So how's training been going for this one? Or have you not even really done much specific training for this?
I think it's important to do it because, it's like you said, it's a heavy drag, and heavy drags are pretty brutal. Like the frame that we've got is kind of the same dimensions as what the sled thing's going to be, and our 2 logs fit on it perfectly. So it's been quite good. And like you said, I think being taller, the logs sit perfectly on my knees when I'm running with them, so that's not going to be a problem. The drags. I think I've been up to like 455. I know Arnold's is going to be heavy, so it's you have to prep for it as well. But yeah, it's been good in training. I've just been doing a lot of conditioning with it as well. So like lighter ones, heavier ones, just different techniques to kind of get away to pull it. I think, like you said, once you get it started, my long levers, I've got that bit of advantage where over kind of the shorter kind of guys as well. But yeah, it's going to be a fun and exciting event. I think it's going to be quite a fast and interesting event as well. It's quite a new one, and I don't really know who's going to win this, but yeah, I think myself and Thor are going to have a good race in this.
Yeah, like some of the guys who we're not going to see probably do that well on some of the power events actually might be really great at the moving side of this. It's just whether or not they've got the body weight, I guess, to move.
That's how heavy they do it as well, Arnold. You know, they could come out and say it's ridiculously heavy.
Oh yeah, no, it could be insane. Well, we all saw the ball pull at Rogue Invitational a couple of years ago. Jesus Christ. Anyway, moving on from that, less said about that, the better. Going on to the final event, the Atlas Stone to shoulder. Now, obviously, you are one of the best Atlas Stone lifters in the world. You've been hailed King of the Stones many times before, but getting a stone to your shoulder with no tacky is very different, isn't it, to a normal Stoneman load where you're getting it up to this height. So how has this been for you? Or, you know, as stones just stones?
Yeah, stone to shoulder. So actually the last few weeks it's been incredible. The weeks before that was again in my mind. But the thing that helped me was I watched Martins Lisa's video, and this is why I like and I really watched his technique, the way he uses his arms and stuff at the top, and yeah, it really helped. I started using a dusty 170 stone, but then I started using a stone of steel, and I mean, stone of steel it's a brutal stone. It's a slippy stone. It's a motherfucker anyway. So yeah, that's given me a lot of more confidence as well because I'm doing it on different stones. But yeah, this has been a very, very good event for me. Starting that's really shocked myself because I'm good at Atlas stones, but I've never really been known for like the natural kind of stones, the stone and otaki. So it's going to be nice to go out there and show them the hard work that I've put in because yeah, I'm very, very confident with this event. I tip myself to win this. I know there's 3 or 4 reps at 180 there, 100%. I know if I can, what I've done in training is if I can replicate that in a competition, then there's 100% coming. But yeah, I feel very, very confident in this, especially after going on to the stone of steel. I think my dusty stone, it was a bit easier to kind of grip and stuff. But this stone of steel, the first time I tried to lift this, I was like, this ain't budging. This is the worst thing I've ever lifted in my life. And then I kind of just played around with it. I saw like Martins lift stones and just was like, right, this is how you do it. So yeah, it's a big shout out to Martins Listis for putting that video out with Lucas Hatton. But yeah, I'm very confident in this event. So
we've all watched the same video, and I think everyone's adopted that style, sort of keeping that shoulder low, so it's not creating that additional point. Yeah.
So that's good. Yeah.
Thank you, Martins. It's like public service for everyone.
But he can do it. He does it the best and the most effortless. But
no, he's great at it. Okay, then. So that is all the events for the competition. Now, I know you're not one for trivia quizzes, Tom, but you are the subject of this quiz. So I'm hoping it's not going to be too stressful for you. Are you ready for your quiz?
I'm ready, yeah.
Okay. All right. There's a few easy ones thrown in, a couple of harder ones too. Here we go. So the 2016 Ultimate Strongman World Championships was your first big pro-level international competition. Can you remember where you placed?
7th.
No. I thought this was one of the easy ones.
I know.
You did better than that. You did better.
Against laws and stuff, it was indoor. I know that.
Yeah.
Was I better in 7th place?
You were 4th.
Oh, right. Well, there you go. I remember who it was against, but I didn't remember the place in 4th place. Right.
Oh shit, that was the easy one.
Fine.
No, there's a couple of other easy ones. Okay, question number 2. Okay, you competed at your first World's Strongest Man competition in 2017. Can you name 3 of the 5 other athletes that were in your group?
Belzak.
Yes.
Shaw.
Yes. Brian. Yeah.
Yeah, Brian Shaw, and then oh my days. I actually watched Fingal Fingers the other day of this as well.
Oh yeah.
Belzak, Brian Shaw, me.
Take a moment, no rush. We can edit this.
Oh my days.
Do you want a clue?
Clue, yeah, please.
You weren't the only Brit in your group.
Bishop.
No.
Hexy.
No. No. Yes, it was Mark. There you go. Well done.
Was he in the group? Jeez.
Yeah, Mark was in your group. You also had JF and Colm Wolf. I don't know if I'm saying his name.
Oh, the New Zealand boy. Okay, okay. Nearly got it.
Nearly. 2 out of 3. Question number 3. What year did you first make the podium at Britain's Strongest Man?
British Strongest Man, sorry. Oh, I'm in 2022. 2020.
Earlier?
2019 it wasn't.
Yes. No, it was 2019, yeah. So in 2019, you made your first ever World's Strongest Man final, and you won the first event in that final. What was the event?
Loading.
Yes.
On the sand.
Yes. Yeah, loading on the beach, anvil, sacks, shit like that.
Brutal event.
Yeah, nasty on sand. Yeah. In the 2020 World's Strongest Man final, how many events did you win out of the 6?
I won 3 events: stones, keg toss, and log medley.
Yes, well done, Tom. Very good. We're on a roll now.
I knew that 2020 was right. I was like, what?
Oh dear. Right. Question number 6. Can you name the competition that you did within the last 5 years where you won the max deadlift event?
The last 5 years should have won. Oh, was that? It wasn't loose. No.
No, it wasn't worse.
It was rogue. It was not. It wasn't rogue.
No, but it was a big competition.
Yeah. Normal deadlift or 18-inch?
Hammer tire.
Yeah, hammer tire. Yeah, now I know, but I can't. Oh, I remember this hammer tire deadlift. It was Shaw Classic.
Yes, yeah, it was the 2023. Yeah, Strongest Man on Earth. There you go.
No.
I threw that in to give you a little boost with your confidence about the deadlift.
I was like, deadlift? That's why I asked 18-inch, because I know I never won a max deadlift.
Oh, question number 7. Oh, okay. So it's going to start getting tricky now. There's only 2 more questions to go, though. So question number 7. You have done Atlas Stones 27 times in competition before. So that's like from Britain's Strongest Man level upwards. Can you guess how many of those 27 times you placed first?
24.
It's 20.
20. Okay,
yeah. But you were top 3 in nearly all of them with a couple of exceptions. Yeah.
Okay, 20's all right.
Yeah, 20's good. 20's good. Right. Okay, so the final question then. Question number 8. You've competed against your brother Luke 31 times in competition so far. Out of those 31 competitions, how many times do you think you've beaten him?
Is this to do with all the way from Scotland's up?
No, I think because I got this from the archives and I don't think Scotland's Strongest Man is on there. So I think it's just international level. UK's and Britain's would be on there also. Yeah. Out of 31 times, how many times do you think you beat him?
I've beaten him 28 times.
Oh, that's harsh. No, it's 22.
22?
Yeah.
I think that's wrong.
Yeah. Oh, you had a good run on you at one point.
I know, yeah, exactly. That's why I fought Scotland, because he won me. He won 4 times in a row, didn't he, against me?
Yeah. But to be fair, for the first few years of your career, from like sort of 2016 to 19, he was beating you as well. He has a couple. Like he beat you in Vegas.
Yeah, I suppose.
We'll give him that. Awesome. Well, that is it. Your quiz is over and you have survived. Well done. You did very well.
That's the hardest way I've done this. So.
Is it? Well, hopefully then the competition is going to be a breeze in comparison next week. But we're really excited to see you there. We hope you have a great competition and it all comes together and goes to plan. And guys, if you like this video, please make sure you give it a like. I'm sure if you're watching us, you already are subscribed to Tom's channel, the Stoltman Brothers. But if you're not, go over, give them a subscribe also, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you, Liz. Cheers.